Hey, I'm KB Maria. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. So for today's video, I wanted to give you guys a few tips on how I've grown my hair over the past 6 months. I did my big chop June 2017 and it is now December 2017. So it's been 6 months or so. And I think that my hair has grown a lot in my opinion. And I wanted to share with you guys some of the reasons why I think it's grown. And I have about 8 tips. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing that's been helpful for me is avoiding heat. I suffer from heat damage. That's the reason why I had to big chop in the first place. So I do kind of have an unhealthy fear of heat, but at the same time, I do think that putting heat in my hair would not be helpful at this time because I'm trying to grow my hair as thick and as healthy as I possibly can, and I don't want to do anything that could possibly change or manipulate my texture. So if you're having issues with your hair not being as full or as thick or as long as you want it to be, maybe you should lay off the heat. If you're pressing, if you're blow drying a lot, try not to do those things. Just give your hair a break and let it just grow from the scalp and be natural. Tip number 2, I went out and bought a steamer and I found mine on Amazon for about $90, $85 or so. If they don't carry it there, I'll try to find another link to it for you guys. And I do have a video showing where I steam my hair, so I will link that down below as well. But I normally suffer from having really, really dry hair. Like it's just, like even now my hair looks dry, but I got coconut oil, grapes, potato wedges, mayonnaise, flaxseed, everything is in my hair right now. It just doesn't maintain any moisture. So when I sit under my steamer consistently, which is every time I wash, so that's about every 10 to 14 days, when I get from under that steamer, girl, this hair is soft, moisturized, and feeling luscious. And I know for a fact that that has been stimulating hair growth for me. If you don't have a steamer, but you still want to steam your hair or get that moisture back in, if you suffer from having dry hair, you can do it by yourself without that steamer. All you got to do is just put your conditioner in, get you a shower cap, wrap you a towel around it, let that sit for as long as you want, and then rinse it out. Or if you're doing a leave-in, leave your conditioner in and then style from there. So whatever you can do to keep your hair as moisturized as possible is definitely going to help it grow. Tip number 3 is low manipulation when styling. So for me, this one's kind of hard because I like to wear my hair in twist outs and braid outs, kind of like it is now. And for me, I have to twist my hair at night and then untwist it in the morning. So I do have to touch my hair every day for something, but I don't comb my hair, brush my hair, detangle my hair. I don't run my fingers through my hair. I don't do anything that could possibly cause my hair to snag or break, just because I know I can only detangle or comb my hair when it has conditioner in it. And that's just the rule that I follow all the time. So try your best to pick styles that don't require you to touch your hair a lot, because when you put your hands in it, when you're touching it, when you're rubbing through it, all you're doing is possibly making it more prone to breakage, and that's not going to help your hair grow. Tip number 4 is the natural next step after tip number 3, protective styling. So if you don't want to manipulate your hair a lot, braid it up, throw a wig on it, get a sew in, and go on out the door. That way you don't have to touch your hair at all for a long time. So for me, since I've big chopped, and especially since I started suffering from heat damage, I started wearing box braids. I think I had box braids maybe 3 times this year. I wore wigs. I don't really fool with sew-ins too much just because I like a wig. You know, I like to cornrow the hair to the back and then put my wig on the counter, so when I wake up in the morning, she already styled and she looking cute, she ready to go. I just throw her on, and then when I get back home, I can put her on the counter and just be ugly in peace. I ain't got to be fooled up with that sew-in and trying to wrap it, and I ain't got time for all that. So for me, I prefer to do wigs and braids. Those things have been very, very helpful for my hair growth because 1, I'm not touching it, and 2, it's just sitting there and it's just growing, and it's not being, it don't got no products. You ain't got to be fooled up with all that. You ain't got to brush it, you ain't got to comb it, you ain't got to do nothing. So protective styling is probably one of the most important things. I would say it's up there in the top 3. Just put your hair back and leave it alone. Tip number 5 is deep conditioning. I think deep conditioning is super, super important if you're trying to grow your hair. You have to make sure your hair stays as moisturized and as healthy as possible. And leaving that conditioner in, whether it's a leave-in conditioner, which is great. I love the Giovanni Direct leave-in conditioner. Or if you're doing moisture mask or making your own masks at home, keep doing that because your hair is going to love it. And that's basically like watering your hair, making sure that you're taking care of it so that it can grow from your scalp as healthy as it possibly can, because it really doesn't make sense to have long hair that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? You want to deep condition it so it can be luscious and curly and full and soft. So keep deep conditioning. For tip number 6, I'm just going to call it being aware of the elements. So that's kind of like an umbrella for me. So for instance, it's wintertime right now and it's cold, so I have to wear scarves or coats or things with high collars. I do my best to avoid wool or any type of fabrics that can snag my hair if I'm wearing it out. So you ever had those times when your hair, if it's down and it's touching your collar, you can feel it kind of like getting stuck, so you kind of pull it and then it snaps. You're breaking your hair off. So try your best to avoid any fabrics that are not going to work well with your hair. Scarves, turtlenecks, coats, blazers. Just be very mindful of that. I mean, some of that stuff you wear all year round, like blazers, for instance. So just be careful of that. And also under elements, I'm talking about water. Water that you drink, which is extremely important. You got to make sure you're drinking water, and also the water that you're washing your hair with. So if you live in a place that has really bad water, or if you feel like the water is causing your hair to be dry and brittle, maybe you should invest in a filter. I know they have them for faucets like in the sink, but I think they also sell them for showers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. So maybe invest in a filter that gets all that bad stuff out so that when the water hits your hair, only the good stuff is getting to it. Tip number 7 is being mindful of the amount of products that you're using. And when I say the amount, I don't mean like how much of one product, I mean how many different products that you're using. So I try my best to not do too much. I try to always keep an oil in there. But when I style, I normally use 2 products max. Like I'll have a conditioner in, I'll do an oil, and then I'll use 2 styling products. I also don't put anything on my edges, no edge control, nothing to slick it back. I don't wear lace front, so I don't have to deal with the glue and stuff because, I mean, I'm trying to protect my edges as much as I possibly can. And when I'm wearing my bonnets at night, I have the kind that are very smooth, like not the kind with the scrunchie, because I feel like that breaks your hair off all the way around the perimeter. So just try to be careful of the things that you're putting on your hair, whether it be the products that you style with, the things that you're washing with, or the bonnets that you're wearing to sleep at night. Get you a silk pillowcase if that scarf falls off every night, because you ain't got time for that cotton to be snagging that hair out, be bald headed in the middle. We don't got time for that, okay? This last tip that I want to mention, I think is the most important because I didn't see my hair grow this fast until I did it. And that was cutting off my heat damage. Like, I know some folks don't want to cut their hair off. I know you don't want to let that little straight string go at that bottom, but real talk, if you're getting to the point where your hair is only growing to a certain length, or if you're washing it and trying to detangle it and you putting more hair in the trash than you put in your ponytail, it's time to let that heat damage go. I mean, that could be color damage, heat damage, if you're transitioning. Like if you feel like your hair is growing, but it's slowly growing, or if you're having too many issues when you're trying to style. Like for me, when I was transitioning from my heat damaged hair to like trying to just get it back to healthy, it wasn't reverting. So I'm trying to do twist outs and stuff, and then it's all stringy in the front like Prince, and then the back, you know, it's multiple textures. So I'm putting extra product in there, putting rollers in it, trying to sleep at night. They stabbed me in my temple, can't rest. For what? Trying to make my hair look like what it could look like if I cut the damage off, right? I mean, it would be shorter, duh, but it would look better. It would look healthier. And as soon as I cut that hair off, y'all, instantly, that hair just started coming on out that scalp, healthy, thick, and cute. Like, it works. And I know you may not want to do that. If you want to transition, or if you want to grow your hair for X amount of time or until it gets to a certain length, then definitely do that. You know, do what works for you. But I'm just telling you, for me, if you look at how my hair used to look when I did a twist out versus how it looks now, in 6 months, my hair has grown a lot. So you can do all those other tips. But baby, if you got that little dead hair on the end, that hair is just not going, it's not going to flourish. That's all I'm saying. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you have any additional questions or suggestions for videos that you would like to see, please leave those down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.